Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday evening. Happy if you're in the Midwest. Happy frozen tundra. Full. I gotta pop like full of cold and snow. I'm like looking outside. And what I can see is not cool. And what's coming tomorrow is even worse. But I wanted to get on here tonight because I had a couple minutes before bedtime. And I wanted to share some things that I told people I would share last week. And then I just didn't get to it. So I wanted to make this live for information for people. And I hope this helps a good amount of people out there. If you get on with me, just say hi, drop a hello below. Let me know you're here. I want to give you some simple steps to just taking your health into better consideration, okay? And it's not something, I feel like when I talk to people, hey, Britt, when I talk to people, there are so many people who are just kind of more exhausted by thinking of taking their health back, right? Or getting healthy or losing weight or eating better. And it doesn't have to be hard, you guys. It doesn't have to. I will tell you, gradually it needs to be a lifestyle change, but it doesn't have to be hard. And there's simple things you can do that can greatly help your body over time to regain its health. Because again, I shared this on my live a couple days ago, but some people will say, well, I'm healthy now. I eat like this. I do this. Whatever. I'm healthy now. You might feel healthy now, but over time, your body, if you are eating highly processed foods or eating out all the time or taking things that have so many different chemicals and additives and dyes and sugars and all this stuff, over time, your body is not going to feel great. It really won't. And when you're older is when you want your body to feel better because things start to change, okay? So I want to give you some simple things. And I'm going to also break down some foods and some drinks that people probably get often. And I want to show you how to you can cut back on things. Yes, Brittany, yes, inflammation. Like literally the entire world is overly inflamed. Now that I'm doing my nutrition certification, you guys, it is wild. It is wild. The rates of asthma increase, diabetes type 2, cardiac issues, inflammation, and I'm drawing a blank on the other one. What's my one other thing? Oh, gut issues. Okay? Mind-blowing. Over the last 20 years, how much it has increased. It is crazy. And you want to know what? It's actually the age groups you wouldn't think. It's the younger age groups that these are happening. And that starts with our children. And that starts with us as parents. And that starts with your parents and educating them and letting them know if they're watching your kids certain things, okay? So let me explain to you this. Okay, there's a couple little things you can do. I'm going to tell you just some simple things that you can do daily that can help you to gradually over time do this. But at the end of this, I want to share a couple items, and I'm going to break down how much sugar is in those items that you probably had no idea about and what you could do to kind of cut back on that, okay? So first things first, read your labels. And I know, again, that might sound like, okay, Lauren, well, you know how to read your label. Here's the deal. You guys, less is more. If you see a label that has ingredients list this big, okay, like for example, one of my things I did was Eggo blueberry waffles. The ingredient list was this long. You guys, waffles should not have an ingredient list this long. It just shouldn't be. So if your ingredient lists are this long on anything that you're purchasing, put it back and find one with a smaller ingredient list. Okay, that's first thing. When I say read your labels, look at the sugar. Look at the amount of sugar and added sugar in a product. Okay? There's natural sugars that are in products, and then there's also added sugars. You're going to see that line of added sugars. That means that literally they took white sugar and threw it in there. And you guys, guess what? There has been a research done increase on the fact that 20 years ago, even more than that, even 10 years, to be honest with you, from what I saw, there have been more sugar put into our products than any other time. These big brand companies are putting more and more in. And you know why they do that, you guys? Guess why? It brings you back to the product. You want more and more and more and more of it. Because guess what sugar is? Just like caffeine, it's addicting. okay? And your body wants more and more and more of it. So they're putting more and more of it in there. I want you to know, unless you really do your research on things, there's many big brand companies out there that do not care about your health. So don't think that they do, okay? They care about this, okay? So with that being said, read the labels, okay? And this is what you need to know about the sugar, because people will say, well, Lauren, I don't even know what to look for in the sugar. Okay. Per day, you guys, this is per day, okay? Men should have no more than 36 grams of added sugar, okay? Added sugar means if you look at the box, there's going to say total sugars and added sugars. When you see that added sugars, it says men should have no more than 36 grams a day of that. You guys, that's on the high. That is on the high end. That's for men, okay? Women should have no more than 24 grams of added sugar. No more than 24, women. Now imagine, that's men and adult men and women. Now imagine your kids. Do you think your kids, if they're a boy, like my son's 5, he should have 36 grams of added sugar and I shouldn't even say have. He should be at that same level? No, you guys. He's much lower. So now I want you to see this, okay? I did a Starbucks. I just went through a Starbucks order and I picked the most popular drinks that people, okay, no worries. All right, no worries, Brett. I picked the most popular drinks and food that people get at Starbucks that I read about. Okay, and I'm going to share with you what I get too. All right, a cake pop. Remember what we talked about? Now, many kids love the cake pops, right? My kiddos love them. That's a special treat for them, okay? But that's something that when I looked at Starbucks and what people buy, a lot of times people buy their cake pops. So men should have 36 grams of added sugar. Women should have 24 grams of added sugar. That's only per day, and that's on the high end, you guys. So kiddos, you're gonna break that down in half, okay? So let's just go around. Let's just say 15 grams, okay, of added sugar per day. Starbucks cake pop is 16 grams of added sugar. One Starbucks cake pop. If children should only have about 15, we'll just give it 15 to 20 grams of added sugar a day. One Starbucks cake pop is 16 grams of added sugar. Do they need to put that much added sugar in there? No, they definitely don't. Kids would still eat it. If they cut that sugar in half, they would still eat it. But it's 16 grams. So imagine that's only one thing a kiddo had that day. Imagine all of those other things throughout the day your kiddo eats, right? That is why these cases and these illnesses and all these things are skyrocketing. It is crazy the amount of sugar that is added into any sort of product that's out there, okay? So another Starbucks, this is something I saw like right now is the big craze. Peppermint mocha, a grande peppermint mocha from Starbucks, okay? You guys remember, men no more than 36 grams of added sugar when you look at your label. Women no more than 24 grams of added sugar. And we said, children, let's go 15 to 20 grams in there, okay? Per day. Grande peppermint mocha, 63 grams of added sugar in that one drink. You guys, that's insanity. I couldn't even believe it when I read that. That's insane. There's no reason they need to put that much sugar in there, but that is one drink. So you think about that. If that's your morning drink, that is only one thing in that whole day that you are having, okay? So when I say read your labels, that's what I'm talking about. You can scroll on the Starbucks app. If you select a product, and I'm just saying Starbucks, you guys, because you know, Starbucks is a craze and I have the app and I go to Starbucks too. And so that's why I wanted to share with you. There's things I get at Starbucks, but guess what? I'm able to break down the sugars on them. So for example, if you really do want Starbucks, and I don't go that often, this is a treat to myself, to be honest, but in the summer, I loved ice shaken espressos because if I'm going to get a coffee, I want a coffee. I don't want a bowl of sugar, okay? So an ice shaken espresso, for a grande ice shaken espresso with the whole thing is 14 grams of added sugar, okay? Way less. And what I do, you guys, I always tell them I want less pumps of the syrup. So then you're going to break your sugar down even lower, okay? So that's an option. If you're going for the peppermint mocha and that's your thing, tell them less pumps of certain things so that you're not getting 63 grams of added sugar. Maybe you're getting 40 and you can slowly reduce it, right? Okay, so that's one thing, reading your labels. The other thing is move your body 30 minutes a day. You guys, this does not mean you have to do a hardcore workout. This means just move your body. Get up and do some laps around your room. Get up and go and lift some cans in your pantry and start doing some bicep curls, okay? It does not have to be difficult. You are moving your body. Go take a walk outside, fresh air, okay? Move your body. But also, many people think, oh, if I do cardio, that's all I need to do. I'm good to go. No, you guys, your muscles need to move. Your muscles need to gain weight as well. Your muscles need weight training. Okay? That is actually the number one thing for women. It's the biggest misconception that men should be doing weights and women should be running. Women should actually be doing more weights and men should be doing more cardio, which is wild because it totally is reversed. Pick up some weights. Don't be scared of them. Pick them up and just start doing them. Just start doing them. Okay? You could be walking and doing cans of green beans. Okay? Move your body every single day. All right. The third thing is, I already said this about the choosing less of the ingredient list. Taking one thing away, okay? So think about what you eat per day, like, your typical usual thing. What could you do per day to cut back on maybe something that's highly processed, maybe something that has a lot of added sugar? What could you do? Maybe you're somebody who goes, let's just say, you do McDonald's breakfast every day. I'm just going to put that out there. Let's just say you do that, okay? If you do McDonald's breakfast every day, maybe every day you don't get the hash brown now, okay? Maybe you take that out. And maybe the next day or the next week, whatever you have to do, maybe, which will probably take a little longer, take half your sandwich down or leave the last bite of the sandwich and slowly remove that. Right? Or maybe it's something at home that you eat, let's just say chips every single day. Let's say Doritos, because Doritos have a lot of dyes and additives and things like that in it, okay? Maybe you eat a bag of chips like this every day. Let's start leaving a couple chips in there, right? Or maybe we do half a bag and then the next day finish that bag, okay? Take things away slowly. You don't have to go on this crazy diet that your body is like, what are you doing? You're freaking me out. And then as soon as you put that food back in there, your body goes right back to what it is. Diets don't work. It's a lifestyle change, okay? So the fourth, so reading labels and then minimizing the ingredient list on the label, okay? That was one. Move 30 minutes a day and pick up some weights. Again, green beans. You can walk and do green beans, okay? Take one thing away. One thing, okay? The last thing, whole food and raw. If you can eat as much whole food, which means you are literally picking up an apple and eating it. You are picking up a carrot. You are picking up broccoli. You are having, for example, sourdough. If you're going to eat bread, sourdough bread is one of the best breads that you can have out there, okay? It doesn't have a long ingredient list. It should have about 3 ingredients in there, okay? Again, choosing whole food and raw as best as you possibly can is going to help your body over time. Okay, and the fifth thing is take some supplements. You guys, I can't explain it enough, and that's why I share them with you so much about the supplements I take and why I joined the company and why I share them, because they truly will give you a benefit to your body that all of those foods that you're not eating will give you. Okay? So supplementing is the easiest thing you could do to regain some of that health back. But that doesn't also mean I can eat like terribly and just throw a bunch of supplements in me, okay? That's why I gave you those other 4 things first. You gotta make the lifestyle change. And as you do it slowly, it doesn't have to be drastic. Don't go on a drastic diet. It won't work. Do things slowly and your body's gonna benefit for it. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. The other thing I wanted to share, I did the Starbucks comparison, but I did look up Eggo blueberry waffles. Like I was trying to think, okay, what do a lot of kids eat in the morning? Maybe they pop a waffle in, right? And they run. And Eggo blueberry waffle, remember we talked about how much added sugar you should have per day. Kiddos, 15 to 20 grams added per day, and that's on the high end. 6 grams of added sugar are in 1 waffle, okay? So remember, if your kiddos are eating 2 waffles in the morning, I just did Eggo blueberry. I don't know, maybe the plain Eggo's even less, which actually 6 grams of added sugar in the waffle. I was proud of Eggo for that added sugar. However, I was not proud of Eggo on their ingredient list in making the waffles. Like all the additives, all the chemicals do not need to be in there. But with that being said, you have, let's say you have 2 waffles, you're actually getting 12 grams of added sugar. And remember, if kiddos are around 15 to 20 for the whole day, that's only their breakfast, okay? So try and think about those things, and maybe don't have the waffle and take 1 waffle away and have some eggs, okay? There's little things that you can do just daily that can hopefully be able to help you again in the long run, and it doesn't have to be a drastic change. So if you want more information or you need more insight on nutrition and tips and things like this that you can just do per day, please reach out. I'm more than happy to chat. Bye, guys.